Hi everyone, welcome back to ITOM Batch 5, Day 46. How are you doing guys today?
Good, Ajay. How about you?
Good evening.
Good, I'm also doing good, thank you. So as you know, we have already covered the complete ITOM except one part which I never mentioned related to ITOM is cloud orchestration or cloud accelerators, right? That's only the one of the part which I don't have anything and which I never mentioned to part of that particular training. But apart from that, that we have covered CMDB, we have covered discovery, event management, and the service mapping things, right? From scratch to the implementation level, from where you have to be start, how you have to be gather the requirement, which things you have to be focused on that side, right? Now we are on the last day of the training today. I just want to understand your feedbacks, your questions, your doubts, if you have anything. So I think that's, that particular discussions today for that particular part only. Apart from that, if you need any help from my side for anything after this particular course as well, after this particular training as well, you can reach me anytime. You can ping me on WhatsApp. You have already my number. You can reach me on LinkedIn as well. And we can discuss further on that particular things if you have any challenges, any issues. And I'm assuring you, definitely I'm going to be respond you. It's not like that key, once the training is completed, everything is over. No, not like that, right? So we will continue work together and I will definitely going to be help out in the next projects or the future projects basically, right? But let's start the discussions. Let's open this particular forum to discuss your questions and answers. Let's start that particular part. So I think if you want to go one by one, if you have any doubts, any challenges, I'm open for that as well.
Not really, Ajay. To be very honest, on the day when I was like literally, I didn't know much about what we have learned. So, to be honest, I learned really a lot from you. I would really thank you for that and appreciate it. With regards to the questions, and I sincerely also appreciate your, approach, telling us that, going forward, if you have any problems, doubts, or any questions, we can reach out to you. Thank you for that. It's really great of you. Thank you so much, Ajay, for that.
Thank you, Ansari. Okay, now want to move to the next person, Pawan.
Yeah, it's very helpful for the ITOM course, like which you have taught us. Like from the beginning, I don't have any idea on ITOM, like how it works and what are the concepts in it. But like when I started the course and at the end, I came to know like complete concepts, how it works and what are the processes. Yeah, it's very helpful for me. And as you already mentioned, any doubts, like I'm still working on the practical things. Definitely, I will reach you back again, like whenever I got stuck and take your inputs and outputs on there.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. And Vasant, do you have anything?
Yeah, thank you so much, Ajay, for from me as well. Actually, I worked on CMDB and uh, initial parts of CMDB and installing with server and everything I worked on. But like this patterns and service mapping and other things I was not worked on. I have not actually touched upon on anything. And after your course, and it was very eye-opening for me. And thank you so much for all the support and all the learnings that you have given to us. Um, and apart from that, Ajay, yesterday I was going through one of our recordings. I actually asked
Mhm,
you this question, and I wanted to ask you again.
mhm,
In service mapping, uh,
mhm,
I was going through the simulator, okay, in our now learning simulator.
mhm,
Like after like the process is like we create an application service first. Okay.
mhm,
Then we create the patterns like identification section or we create that pattern parts we create, and then
Mm-hmm.
in the simulator they are creating the IRE rules.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I was confused, like why are we creating an IRA rule? So in service mapping, my one question is like, are we creating, because uh, we have all the CIs already discovered, right? So we are
Mm-hmm.
just going to uh, create a map. Okay, this is this service is connected to this load balancer and this thing we are going to create. So what is
Mm-hmm.
the purpose of creating one more uh, like configuration item? They're creating under application server. They're creating a child class under application server, and they were
Okay.
creating some
Identification rules and other things. Okay, now I
yeah.
got your point basically. So if
Mhm,
you remember, right, I specifically covered that particular part in the discovery side, right? Now the point is why they are creating. If you gone through this, simulator of the service mapping, they are
mhm,
creating a identification rules, or they are creating a new table under the application server table because that not exist out of the box. Right. So, basically what happens, there are two things. Whenever we are creating identification section or the IRE rules or the class, that means there is no out of the box, class available. There is no out of the box pattern available. That's why we are creating that out of the box, or sorry, that's why we are creating the custom patterns to discover that particular device. Now, let me give a simple example. Okay, what happens when you start a discovery, right? So discovering the infrastructure and the top on the top of infrastructures, whatever the applications or database running on it, right? So you discovered a Windows server, but on the top of Windows server, XYZ application is running, which you are not able to discover, right? Because existing or out
mhm,
of the box pattern not available for that. But in service mapping side, as I mentioned, everything works on the applications, right? Because you are making a connections, infrastructure is part of it, but you are making a connections from one layer to the next layer using the application things, right? But
mhm,
if you are doing the service mapping and you discover your infrastructures, but application is not discovered, that populated or comes as a generic application, right? But customer says it's not I agreed it's out of the box discovered as a generic, but it's not a generic application. This is application is XYZ. So customer mentioned that you should discover in the XYZ class. You should discover those particular attribute for that. In that case, as I mentioned, you have to be configure the application or process classifiers to identify that application running on that server, and then you have to be create the identification sections to discover the required attribute of that particular one. And might be, as I mentioned, might be it required to be build or populate a custom class, or might be you are going to be populate directly to the application server table. Right. So that's why, because you are doing complete discovery of a new application, which is out of the box, not available earlier, you have to be defined the class, identification rules, identification section of the patterns, and couple of other things. That's only the reason. If I just quickly share my screen, let me go and showcase you one thing. You are mentioning about, I think, this one. It's a advanced one, right? Okay, if I go here, no, not this one, because I covered, the labs which is here, I covered. No, I think not this one.
yeah,
You are
not this
going
one.
to
Actually, in
you are,
now learning, there is a new simulator for service mapping
I
advanced.
I got it. That is advanced
Yeah,
one,
the
right?
second one. Yeah,
I'm opening that one, right? So if just quickly let me give you understanding. Let me close. I'm not going to be that level, but yeah, if you
that
see,
last one, the ticket
all right,
monster.
see, all right, identification rules, security. Okay, that's basically, yeah. See, so this is complete a discover the ticket monster service, right? What they
Mhm.
are doing, first of all, as you know, to discovering the infrastructures on top of it that is running, we require credentials. Then they have created an application, right? Verifying this one, create a CI type and identification rule for JBoss Wildfly application server. Now, have you ever heard about the JBoss? No, because this is completely a custom application which is built by the customer, right? So that's why they have asking you to create a CI type and identification rule. And then after that, you are creating an identification rule to discover that particular application. Getting my point? And then you are going to create again CI type for JBoss Wildfly entry point type and creating some additional attributes which require to be discovered, right? So that's basically you have to do if a complete new application where out of the box things is not available by ServiceNow.
Okay, so Ajay, the purpose of creating that CI is for the application server, not the application service, because we are
Mhm.
creating some application service also, no? Like that
Mhm.
is also going to be one of the CI. CI will be created for that as well,
Yes. So,
and that
now
is
let's understand little difference. Whatever the application service, technical service, or business service, whatever you are doing, these are the logical CIs. You cannot discover those particular things from the service now, right? And application server, database, whatever, you can discover it. So somehow or anyhow, the application service part and other things you have to be manually create, right? And that will be creating using when you're putting an entry point or when you're putting giving the name of that application service and all, because that's logical, you cannot discover. But when you're putting that entry point, or when you're giving a name of that application service, a record will be created in the CMDB, because that table is also part of the CMDB. An application server is also part of the
Mhm.
CMDB, and that's coming through basically, I can say in application server side, and you can discover those particular things. In simple words, if I say, now let me give
Mhm.
an example here. You are running a Windows server discovery. Okay, normal simple discovery. Customer comes to you and asks you, I need to discover the location. I need to discover the assigned to. I need to discover the owned to. Will will it possible for you to discover through the discovery? No.
Sorry, which one?
No. The attribute location, assigned to, owned by, assignment group, change assignment group, will you possible to discover
No,
through the
no,
ServiceNow discovery? No, because
no.
that's are the logical components, right? That's are the manual
Okay.
component. It's never, it's not going to be stored anywhere on the server itself, right? So what you will do
Mhm.
in that case for manual side, you are asking customer to integrate some other different source where that the information available, or you are doing some transform maps, or you are asking some Excel data, and based on the CI as a unique, you can going to be upload the data to in ServiceNow. Okay, and after that you are going to design a process to automatically going to be update those things, right? But that's not discoverable. The same way application service name, I'm talking about the only name, the logical record, you are not able to discover. Inside that, once you put an entry point and once service mapping is building, you can discovering everything. But the name you are putting, like JBoss, Wildfly server, application, or XYZ, whatever. That's given by the customers. That's logical name given provided by them only. Getting my point? And
Okay.
that logical name can be anything, right?
Okay.
Now again, now I'll give you one more example. In our side, Paytm or phone pay, what we are calling, it's a UPI based application example. Okay, that's our understanding. But if you join Paytm or PhonePe, inside that might be they are calling something different. The terminology use something different. Okay, so that's the
Okay.
logical part basically, which you cannot discover.
Okay. Okay, Ajay. This is in regards with the pattern-based mapping. So consider
Mhm.
tag-based mapping. Okay. In
Mhm.
tag-based mapping, how this we have that key value pair, because in my organization, they're
Mhm.
using tag-based mapping for on-prem applications as well. Like they're defining
Okay.
the tags as key and value, and they're finding and they're creating the maps. So in that
Mhm.
case, like I always get a doubt like what does the tag based mapping does there? We just have a key, we just have a pair. So based on
Mhm.
the key value, it just takes the server and connects like whichever server is connected. That's it.
Yes. So now let's again understand through an example. Why, first of all, why tag-based service mapping is introduced? The point is, whenever you are going to discover, the two things will always happen. When you are going to discover your infrastructures, on-prem infrastructures, what you will do first of all, you are going to discover, if you know on-prem infrastructures, you are going to discover the vCenter or the hypervisor or the Nutanix, which gives you the information of your virtual servers or virtualization part, right? Which includes ESX servers, virtual machines, virtual data store, virtual storage, whatever it is, right? You're going to discover that particular things, right? And after that, you are going to discover the host, means whatever the virtual machines you have discovered,
No, but
that's going to,
uh,
I'm coming, I'm,
okay,
I'm coming to that point. Just give me one
okay, okay,
moment only.
yeah.
You are going to discover the host, whatever is connected to that particular virtual machine. So then once you are going to discover the host, the virtual machine record will be available in virtual machine instance table, and the next record, when you're discovering host, that's going to be create in the Windows server or Linux servers or whatever it's, right? And on top of it, whatever you're going to discover, that's going to again discovering and populating the records in application server table or database or Oracle or different, right? And then you also discovering the networks, right? Routers, switches and all, right? That's, you are actually discovering a physical discovery here after the virtualization discovery. But in the cloud side, what you are doing, you are only discovering the virtual components. Means whatever the cloud resources are there, they are is the virtual components for you, right? Means you are discovering the virtual machine instance, but customer never ask to discover the cloud resources or cloud virtual machines to in host, because that's huge, right? So you are not discovering that particular thing. And if you are not discovering that thing, means you are not able to discover the applications, you are not able to discover the database. But in the cloud side, when you are running discovery, you are discovering the cloud databases, you are discovering the applications in a different format, right? And sometimes the tables are different, means cloud going to be in cloud tables, and the normal on-prem is going to be populated in the normal tables, right? So in the cloud side, we are not discovering host. That's why we required key and pair, or means that key and tags basically, to merge that particular things with a particular service. The on-prem, we have already discovered the host. That's why we are not required.
Okay, but I don't know. In my project, like they're still using tag based for on-prem as well.
Hmm.
They're like what the architect tells us. Okay, we have the key and value defined for the on-prem as well. They're just starting with service mapping.
Right.
So
Now,
they're
okay, wasn't that particular things when this happened? I'm going to share a live example here. I worked
Mhm,
on a one project. Okay,
mhm.
I tried lots of things to discover or to populate their application services or the service map, right? As you know, service maps works on the configuration file, right? If customer is able to provide the config file, then you are able to make the connections and you are able to populate the complete map. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, it's an automated map, right? If you are using the config file, right? Because if anything going to be changed in the future, automatically using the config files, the pattern is, triggered and updated the map on the time to time basis. Okay. But if that's, customer is not able to provide the access to the config file, or some issues are there which not possible to provide automated service map, what other options do you have? You have manual service maps. Again, in the manual, you required more maintenance, more things, which is, time to time basis. Everyone needs to check and update manually that map. Customer is not going to agree or ready for that, because if anyone maintenance is there, more maintenance is there, and if that's not giving the actual, input or actual service map whenever it's required, there is no use of that particular one, right? Now the third thing comes, the traffic based service mapping. Again, traffic based service mapping, what we'll do, using the machine learning patterns of the service mapping side, that will create the more connections, which sometimes not required an application service, which not required in a service map, right? So that's also a hectic, or that's again a more maintenance required in that side, where you have to be remove the extra connections and add the new connections and all, and that will happen again and again, because whenever you are going to discover service map, that's going to do the same thing. The only option which we have left is the tag based service mapping, right? Whenever all that door are closed, what we have to do, what means customer basically do, they will say, let's do one thing, let's update the tags, right? Let's update the text on the infrastructure CIs or the on-prem CIs, and let's, map based on the tags basically. That's why they are going with that approach for the infrastructure side. If you feel, I'm incorrect, just go little bit investigate why we are using tag based, because again, for the on-prem, tag based is not the recommended solution. But
Yeah,
that's
right.
only the reason. That's only the reason they are doing tag based, because they don't have the config file access. They don't want to go with the different approaches. That's why they are coming, because tag based, they can control it automatically. Means the cloud
Mm-hmm.
SME who are working in Azure or AWS or on-prem side, they have a script. They can write a script, put, the tags or the CIs, and just do it in a quick seconds, right? And tags will be updated there, and they have control
Okay.
it, right? And if any changes happen in future, they can also control that one. So whenever they are controlling at on-prem tag side, automatically your map is going to be updated, right? So no maintenance required on the ServiceNow side for the tag based.
Okay, my question there was like here in pattern-based mapping, we do not know. For example, the same JBoss Wildfly, we do not
Mm-hmm.
know where this. We do not know if this is the application, or we do not know what is the application name and everything. But
Mm-hmm.
what is the similar case in tag-based mapping? What they do there? I mean, like they also, we do not know what is the application. We just have for the server, we have, okay, this is the key, this is the value.
Right. So in the tag based, again, as I mentioned, your infrastructures is already discovered through that tag is coming, right? Tag based, we are not going to that level, means we are not going to the application service, or sorry, application server level or the different connections level. What we are doing, we are just doing a mapping based on the values whatever we are receiving. Okay, so again, as I mentioned, application service part is a logical part, right? So they assigned one tag, the HR. This is my application service name, or this is HR, right? Under that, they assign with the HR, these are the database servers, these are the web servers, these are the application servers, whatever, right? We are just, in simple words, if I say, we are just transforming to club with that particular service. We are not making connections like a pure automated service map. In simple words,
Okay.
it's just a grouping of the CIs using the tags and key.
Okay, so we just like make sure, okay, this server is connected to this database, and we just do that mapping, only
Yes, we are
basic level
just
of mapping.
Right, we are just teaching them only. Right. So
Okay.
if we have different means, now let me ask you in a different way. You will do if you are an ACI owner, and if I ask you, you are a CI owner, and if I ask you, can you give me the list of your CI to me? What you will do in service now on the CMDB normal?
CI owner.
You are the CI owner for a couple of CIs, and I ask you, can you help
Mhm.
me to provide the list of your CIs which you are the owner? What you will do in service now normally in CMDB, and how you are
Okay,
able to
whichever
provide
I
it.
yeah, whichever I manage, I give only that CI name and everything to the like whichever is
Right.
managed by me.
How you are going to give to me? Means what you will do.
What I
Means
like,
means
sir.
go ahead, go ahead.
No, I didn't. I don't know actually. Maybe, but I'm not sure if I did got your question
Simple,
correctly. Like,
simple. No, no. Might be I ask it in wrong way, but simple thing. If I ask you, keep Vasant, can you help me to provide the CIs which you are owning? What you will do, you go to the CMDB and apply a filter, honor Vasant.
hmm
Okay.
I
And
own that. Hmm.
we are able to see the list of the CIs. Now,
Yeah.
if I ask you in a different way, now you are the CI owner. That's why we are able to see the list from the service mapping side, or means this filtration side. If I ask
Hmm.
you, you are the owner of 10 different application, 10
Hmm.
different applications which you are managing. And if I ask you that particular part, how you are going to provide to me that information? Might be because when I'm talking about application, not the application the which we are discovering. I'm asking for logical applications. Means I give you, you're part of FinOps application, you're part of HR application, you are part of transformation application, you are part of IT
Hmm.
application. These are the logical names, right? So
Hmm.
you are managing 10 different applications. How you are going to be provide me the list of the CIs which is part of these 10 applications?
See,
Again, that's not
these
discoverable.
yeah, this is not discoverable, and this is where right, Ajay, we call them as service owners, right? For each and we there is a service, and that service owners are defined already.
Right. That's I got it, your point, right? So service you have
Hmm.
defined, service owners you have defined. I'm
Hmm.
asking for those service you are defined as a service owner. That's our 10 services. I need the list of all CIs.
Okay.
How are going to be achieved from the CMDB?
Actually, yeah, this question I have not thought of.
Right. So in that case, the tag-based service mapping comes in the picture where
But in this
we.
case, Ajay, I'll
Mhm,
sorry to stop you here. We have
mhm,
that service, and we do not know whatever servers or whatever CIs that is connected to that service. Okay.
mhm, mhm,
Then, in this case, you tell that okay, we will use a tag-based mapping to find whichever
mhm,
server is connected to that service. But
mhm.
for achieving that, we should know, or we should have the key value pair or key and value that is assigned to that server, right? Like, how would we
Yes,
know? How
100%.
would we like after assigning that only we are going to, for example, in cloud-based things, you told that it would be automatically coming key and value, but in my
Mhm.
organization, they are going and manually updating the key and value for each and every CIs. Then
Right.
how
So
come?
now I'm coming to that point also, right? So what you are doing, you are manually updating that particular informations. Means it's just a one-time activity where you are manually updating key and pairs for those particular CIs with respect to the particular service. Okay. Now it's
Mhm.
one-time activity and it's automated anyways and in future because once you update it automatically, you're based on the service, you are able to map the key and values, right? That's And
Mm-hmm.
in that, if you have that information available, and if I ask you after that, now can you able to provide you in the list of the CIs for that particular service, you simply do one thing. You go to that application service. You have an option to list of the CIs, and you can accept, and you are able to provide me. But before that, once you don't have the key and tag values, you're struggling which filter I need to be apply on the CMDB, where I need to go to find out which CI belongs to that particular service. Getting my point?
Yeah.
So again,
Yeah.
on the cloud side as well, automatic means, Vasant, you have to maintain the key values on the cloud as well. Right. It's not like that key without maintaining we are able to discover it, right? Whenever we
Okay.
are going to provision any device on cloud, whatever it is, we have an option to provide key and values there. Means
Mm-hmm.
when they're provision, we can do that. So couple of organizations which following the practices, they're doing on the implementation side itself, right? And if we are able to provide that while you're provisioning anything, then okay, means whenever we are running discovery, we are able to fetch it. On the on-prem side, we are not did that particular things on earlier side. That's why we have to do manually now, again and again. Right, because on-prem, as I mentioned, never
Okay.
think customer is not think कि we have to go with the tag-based or tag-based service mapping in future. That's why they have not updated. Now they are revising that particular process, and they are updating key values. So they are able to stitch all the CIs based on the key values to particular service. That's only the
Okay.
path.
Okay, Ajay. So now the good thing is that they have that key and value defined already for the server. So like more or less, like the job has
Mm-hmm.
become easier for us. Now just
Mm-hmm.
the mapping is pending, and based on that key and value, we are going to do the mapping that we will do.
Yes.
Two
Yes.
questions here. One is um, uh, when I go through the simulator or when you taught us, no, like even in the tag-based simulator, it was like only service and environment, like key
Mm-hmm.
value by service and in tag by families they create by service and environment and they do. But they're like they have so many lists, like there are so many things listed and everything. I just wanted to confirm this to you. If before we did only for two items, either by service or either by environment. But more than two
Mm-hmm.
also we can do, right? Like even it can be
100%,
more than.
100%. Only what you have to do, you have to be defined two things. One is the tag-based service families, and the second thing is the categorization, right? So whatever the
Okay.
value you are receiving, you are going to be categorized in the correct way. And the tag second is you are going to be defined the tags in the tag-based service families. So whatever you are
Okay.
defining, based on that, you can apply that one.
Okay. And second question is, consider like I'm going in suggesting to my team that okay, tag-based mapping is fine, but pattern-based would be more a feasible option for us in a long run. So I suggest something like, okay, we can do pattern-based also parallelly in our lower instances, and we can try. So for that,
Mm-hmm.
uh, like basically, I wanted to know can we do both the tag-based and pattern-based both side by side, and if we.
Right, right, 100% you can do. There is no harm to do that, the pattern and all, right? Because both concepts are completely different. Tag-based
Mm-hmm.
working using the tags, right? And again, as I mentioned, we called tag-based service mapping, but end of the day, that's nothing. It's just a transformation, or using the unique values. We are transforming and staging the CIs in simple thing. Like in simple
Mm-hmm.
words, it's a filtration condition, right? So as I
Yeah.
mentioned to you on the CMDB, you can go and apply a filter owned by service, this. If that's value available there, you can do, and you can, showcase that list of the CIs to me, and you can stitch it, right? But that's not available. That's why we are getting that value from the key and value side. The second side,
Mm-hmm.
the automated, that's completely different way. You are discovering the automated CIs, you are making the connections using the config files. So both are complete different concept, but if you want to do in a long run, if you want to give a good value to your customer, you should go with the automated service map, right? And because
Mm-hmm.
it's no maintenance required, you can do many times, or many times means only one time you have to do, but You just discover or run the discovery and automatically it's going to be update everything till the time the configuration file is correct.
Okay.
So you can
Okay,
do
Ajay.
this, how to
Okay.
do that. Yeah.
Okay. I just was confused, like if there be any overlap or anything. Yeah.
No, nothing.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Yeah. Ajay, and yeah, that's it. Ajay, thank you so much. And yeah, maybe in case in the future I'll get so many doubts, but I'll reach out to you. And yeah,
I'm always happy
there
to
is any.
help you. I'm glad you are convinced. Means basically, as I mentioned to you, Vasant, give an example.
Mhm.
I tried multiple times to convince the customer for the service mapping part, go with the automated side, right? Because,
Okay.
what I feel, there are lots of challenges
Automated in
when
the sense you tell
yeah,
pattern based or AI ML based machine learning.
pattern based basically, right? So
Okay.
when I
Okay.
go to the pattern based discovery, there are lots of challenges. The first challenge, you will not getting the configuration file, right? If you are getting the
Mm-hmm.
configuration files, the read only access also required on the configuration files, right? And
Mm-hmm.
third thing is in the automated service maps or pattern based service map is the outgoing connections from outside your network, means
Mm-hmm.
outside your infrastructure. That is one of the challenges still service now having, right? But end of
Mm-hmm.
the day, if something outside which is not in your network, you have to go with the manual connections only just to showcase, and you have to be connect with the event management to give the impact on this one. Apart from
Mm-hmm.
that, that's good. If you are getting that, read only access config files and complete things, you can configure that particular one. But in my case, if you ask me frankly, I never means I done lots of projects for service mapping. I worked for one of the two customers which are very eager to do that and they are always providing that access. But apart from not more than five customers, I have done service mapping which is actually implemented and working because they are not able to provide those particular things.
Okay.
So only then somehow we have to go with the manual service maps or the traffic based or tag based only.
Okay.
So in,
Okay.
in, in my past 7-8 year careers, 5 or 6 customers I worked completely, which are open to provide the informations. And it depends on the how clean your manager infrastructures, basically. Like if that's good, then that's okay to provide that access. Otherwise, there is lots of issues to do service mapping.
Okay. Okay, Ajay. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah. Okay,
Thank you,
now
Ajay.
I think no issues. Thank you, Vasant. Thanks for asking questions, and it's good discussion basically.
Yeah.
Sashi and Sai, you also joined now. Do you have any questions, anything which you want to discuss?
Actually, sorry, Ajay. So I changed my time zone, so I was confused about the time because I changed from one time zone to different time zone in the US. So I have been confused about the timing of the class. Sorry about that. Because of that, I joined late.
Hmm. No issues, Sai. No issues. But
And
yeah.
Ajay, I have a question. So in our CMD, in our Linux server table,
Mm-hmm.
there are some CI server names where the IP address is empty. So and their operational status is operational. Then if I want to discover that device, so there is no IP address, right? So how can I discover that device?
Now the point comes on the Linux. Let me rephrase this one. On the Linux server table, there are a couple of CIs where IP address is not there, right? And you want to
Yeah,
discover those
yeah.
particular machines. Now, first point is how they are populated on the Linux server table. Is this manual or that's already come through the discovery?
Automated through discovery only.
So that's you mentioned that's coming through the discovery, but on the IP address field, the IP address is not available.
Empty,
Have
yeah.
you tried to open that particular device? So you just go inside of the device or the CI and can you check the related list of the IP addresses?
We don't have any.
Okay, that's
And
strange.
also, and also
Mm-hmm.
the strange thing is that for our company, for our new company, there is no separate Windows team or network team, or we don't have access to ping the device or trace the device because we don't have access to log into the mid server. That's one of the strange thing.
So that challenge is always there, and a couple of customers do like this that way only. But the point is, if they are discovered through the discovery and IP address is not available, have you checked the XMLs of that one first of all?
Hmm,
XML of that
n-
particular CI.
no, no, I need to check that because
Just do
just
one
now I
thing.
started by new company, so I'm not sure about that. Yeah.
Okay, so do one thing, just check the XML if in XML of the CI is IP address is available. Second thing, if they are populated through the discovery only, make sure just check again what is the discovery source of that particular records or that particular CIs, right? Check the created by or updated by records. Might be someone updated or remove the IP address from there. That can be possibility, right? Or the third thing is just copy the host name as but again you already mentioned you don't have access to do the ping or anything, because if you are able have you have accessibility to ping that particular device, you can do the pinging of the device and you can that I get the IP address, right? But if you don't have it, you can write an email to your customer ki these are the devices which IP address is not populated, can you help me to provide from some inventory which they are managing at their site? Might be that will helpful. But again, if IP address is not coming, that's little strange. You have to be checked the pattern or discovery pattern, basically why the IP address is not populating for those devices. And if it is happening for couple of devices,
Couple
I'm
of
pretty sure
devices.
that's not issue the pattern, because that's issue somewhere on the access side.
So, Ajay, so here I would like to know one more thing. So, if you are
Mhm.
not having access to mid servers, then
Mhm.
as a CMDB developer or a who are maintaining the discovery, how we can debug it? What is the process of debugging if you don't have access to mid servers? So it's a weird scenario. This is the first time I am seeing this type of
Uh,
scenario. Then how can we debug it?
I I 100% agreed. Without mid servers, you cannot debug, right? And there is no other way to do that. There is one way earlier, I think ServiceNow provided some, I can say, console apart from the mid servers, you can do the debugging, right? But without mid servers now, you cannot do, right? So somehow you have to reach out to your stakeholders, discuss it, and showcase the priority why which server access is required to proceed further. Without that, as of now, there is no other way to do that.
Got it, Ajay. Okay, and like then
Because
I will
that
speak with the
must that,
stakeholders.
right, that must, because you are working on the discovery on item side.
Okay. And also, Ajay, did you remember I asked you a question stating that my discovery is running slow?
Yes, yes,
So for
right.
that one, we have got solution. So we have raised a
Mm-hmm.
high ticket for ServiceNow team. So just
Mm-hmm.
I would like to inform to you. So our instance, our ServiceNow instance is on separate data center that is maintained by ServiceNow. That data
Mm-hmm.
center got DDoS attack, and
Oh,
because of that,
oh my God. See, now, we are doing troubleshooting at our side only and we are checking everything, but
exactly.
something happens on the ServiceNow data center itself. Oh my God.
Then like
Uh,
seriously, we have put in uh almost 2 weeks of time on this one, debugging each and everything, contacting the
100%.
the network team, Windows team. It's become very like high
So,
priority on this one.
right now, I always mention to everyone, guys, right? I understand, we are doing our job to troubleshooting that particular things one by one. If it's taking more than 3 days, if you're not able to find any solution, immediately for the safer side, raise a case with ServiceNow to understand why it's causing. And meanwhile, you can also do your troubleshooting. What I feel when you're raising a case with ServiceNow is not like that you raise ServiceNow case now and after 2 hours you will get a response. That's the issue. No. I observed that particular things. Most of the time, it takes more than 2 weeks to get update from ServiceNow itself. Okay, so for the safer side, make sure you just raise a case with ServiceNow. If you're not able to debug, or you're not able to do anything. And in the case itself, try to update the steps which you have already done. Means you done check the mid server logs, you have checked the discovery schedules, you have checked whatever you have done on that side. Update that particular things. Key ServiceNow team is also aware you did lots of troubleshooting and still you are facing that issues.
And
So
Ajay, I have
just take it first side you have to do.
and also Ajay, I'm having one more question. So sorry for asking many questions.
No
So
issues.
in one discovery schedule,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I have got information that
Mm-hmm.
we can do 10,000 subnets, like mean 10,000 IP address at a time in one discovery schedule to make the
Yes.
discovery schedule to run. Is it correct or not?
Yeah, that's fine. 10,000, okay. 10,000 IP addresses. Yeah, I think that's a one discovery schedule can able to handle it, right?
Okay.
But mhm, go ahead.
Here, if I'm having 6 mid servers, then
Hmm.
we can put like my question is like for one mid server, how many it can manage?
One mid server, it depends again on the mid server configuration. There is, I think I will give you one link. Just allow me some time. There is a
Sure.
link on ServiceNow documentation itself. How mid server and how in which way mid server is able to manage with how many IP addresses, right? So that's calculation is there, right? Which you can utilize. So basically, but 10,000 device, 10,000 IP address is not big. One mid server is able to handle it if your mid server have, good configuration. Not good means not better configuration, but yeah, good configuration, right? If he has 8 core CPU, 16 GB
16
RAM,
GB
or
RAM.
100 GB hard disk, right? It's able to handle it. There's no load to do that.
So what is your
Yeah.
recommendation in one discovery schedule? How many IPs we can put at max?
No, 10,000 is max, right? It's not don't because what happens. Basically, when you are running discovery using a one mid server, you are putting 10,000 IPs and it will take time. It's not like that 10,000 IPs you put it and it's discovered in 5 minutes. It's definitely going to take 1 and 2 hours to do that, right? Second thing, if when issues actual happens, the same time you're running the 10,000 IPs discovery from the same mid server and after 5 minutes you run that one more discovery schedule for 10,000 IPs, right? And again, after 5 minutes, you triggered one more. So on the same time, you are discovering 30,000 IPs. Right. Then
Yeah.
it's overload, burst your mid server in that case. So make sure you are just planning if first discovery schedule is completed, that only it's going to be trigger the next one. End of the day, if you're putting 20,000 IPs, right,
Hmm?
it definitely going to take 2, 3 hours or 4 hours. But if you split it in 10,000, 10,000, it might be completed before 3 hours
Okay.
because load is not there.
Okay.
Right, everything depends on load. If just simple example, if I ask you, if you give, I give you multiple tasks to you, Sai, you are not able to handle that task, right? And somehow you are going to be frustrated and say, I cannot do that. But if I give you one task and after once you completed one task and after that I will give you one more task, you are able to happily do that, right? So I'm able to do that because I'm able to complete the first task. Now I'm ready to do the second task.
Okay, got it, Ajay. So Ajay, and
Just a
also one
simple human nature. Yeah.
yeah, and also one more thing, Ajay. So right now, for example, we are having mid server issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
So right now we are not having any access to production to validate or to do anything on mid servers in the production instance. For example,
Mm-hmm.
if we got any mid server issues in the in the production instance, they will not allow us to do directly in the production. So how to make them like how to do that, Ajay? Then if they are not
No,
allowing us to do in the
can
production.
can you can you rephrase your question again?
Yeah. So for example, if we are having some mid server issues in the
Mm-hmm.
production instance, but we
Mm-hmm.
don't have the appropriate access to
Mm-hmm.
solve the issues in the production.
Okay, so mid-server issues, when you mentioning mid-server issues, what means it's related discovery mid-server issues, right?
Yeah,
Means
exactly,
you're
correct.
not able to. Okay, so the point is, I definitely agreed, right? So, uh, the point is, if mid-server issues like that means you are running a discovery on production instance and you are facing the connections issue, means the port is not working or telnet is not happening, or means it, you are getting not reachable host.
Yeah.
100% you cannot, or you don't have access to mid server to verify that one, right?
Yeah.
Reach
Yeah.
out to the customers, or stakeholders or network team to mention we are getting that particular things only. But again, if you want to do anything, means on the production mid server as well, again, and the point is you need access on it. Without that you cannot assure or give a confirmation or validation to customers that is only the access issue, or that is that's through the mid server only. Second thing, if the another point is come when you're running discovery, somehow the discovery is not working on production, but it's worked on the disk again on
Test
I can
instance.
say on test instance, right? So you just need to verify the configuration. What is the reason why it's not working on production? What is the reason it's working in the test, right? And sometimes, as I know, as we know, we have to modify some configurations, right? Any configurations, if you modify, do it in your dev instance, convert or update in update sets, and migrate from the dev to test to prod to verify those things. Don't make any changes in production directly for any configuration part or any custom part.
So discovery schedules also,
Discovery schedules you have to do, or you can migrate the discovery schedule from the test to prod, right?
because
You can copy, download that.
because they are, right now they are not allowing anything for us to do in the production. Everything they want us to do in the test instance only.
Right, so you can do that. But again, whenever you are going to do the discovery schedule in the test, might that can be again a challenge. Possibility is the developer, means sorry, mid server which you are using in the developer instance. Sorry, I'm a little confused. So come on, let me come
Test
again.
instance.
On the test instance, you configure discovery schedules and you're using mid server. Might be that mid server which you're using on test will be different from the prod, right? So
Yeah.
when you're migrating the data from dev or test to prod, definitely mid servers are not in the sync, because prod mid servers are different and dev mid servers or test mid server are different, right? So you are going to be copy the CID of this one, right? So manually you have to do the changes of the discovery schedule, right? Now in that case, what we do basically, right? Whenever any, because we also don't have access directly to anything on the production, right? We
Okay.
cannot touch the production itself, right? In our organization. So what we do, if we have to do anything which which required manual or anything needs to do, we are reaching out to our system owners team or the release team, which are managing our instance in production itself, right? So we are raising a release task. Okay, you manually you have to do those particular changes on these particular tasks or these particular discovery schedules, and they will doing for us. But still, we are not able to do that same thing. So might be try to identify which team is responsible if any change is required manually needs to do on the production, because
Got it, Ajay.
somehow in the discovery side we have to do. It's just not like that ki everything is captured in update set and push it to ServiceNow prod instance. That's not possible.
Got it, Ajay. Thank
So
you so
finding
much.
the correct stakeholders is must required.
Yeah, makes
Okay, I
sense.
think we are on the time. Any other questions from anyone else?
So Ajay, as earlier I asked, right? So in the discovery schedule, sometimes it is started as a 500, completed as a 600, something like, right? So
Mhm.
did you get any chance to, what was the exact meaning of that one?
Which one? Come again?
The discovery schedule, we observed, right?
Mhm.
Started is a 565, something, there is number changing different schedule for different discovery schedules, right? Started and completed.
Okay, that's number. That's only the in simple words on the props or the the things which we have triggered basically, right? So let's take an example, simple example, or basically ECCQ connections in simple words, if I say, right? So once you triggered, one is triggered for Sesam Pro, once you received, that is response, right? So what you have started and whatever response you have received, that's for ECCQ or the connections part basically, right? So based on that, that will be coming on discovery schedule itself for a normal quick discovery of the CI as well. Means uh, I hope you're not getting again. Let me rephrase. So what means let me give an example again. Sashi, I have given you 10 tasks to you, right? What you will do basically, first is completed, yes, okay, second is completed, third is completed. The same ways we have given some tasks to the mid servers, right? So mid server triggering that ECC queues. The first ECC queue is triggered for checking the or basically the Sesam prop, right? Example, once Sesam prop is triggered and you get the response, so the input and output started or completed will showcase you one and one, right? The second you again started another classification ECCQ, and you get the response of the classification started and completed is two. Like that, they are changing basically. So whatever the task given to the mid server, based on that's going to be updated, started and completed.
Okay, Ajay. So, Ajay, the related to the CSTM, so do you have any kind of documents or it's a reference videos for the CSDMs, Ajay?
Right. I can give you the document for the CSDM I have available. I can share on the WhatsApp to you. The CSDM version 5 is also released, and I have two documents, 4 and 5 as well. We'll share both the documents to you guys.
Do you have any previous reference videos also for CSDM covering a topic something you
I
explored, right?
will because as I mentioned, right, I will give you one reference link of the YouTube which is covered earlier by Atul Grover, and I think you can utilize that one. That is very good, reference for the CSDM part. But as I mentioned, CSDM is evolving day by day, right? So only my main concern is always, or the thing is, you just understand the foundation from where the CSDM part is started, right? End of the day, in simple words, as you know, the common service data model, that common service data model applies to standardize the things for a data model site for each and every organizations. That's why ServiceNow is introduced, right? But when you're working on the real time customers, right, that they follow their specific understanding, right? Means might be let's take an example. You define the business capability, under that you define the business applications, under that business application connected to application services. You need to understand that those particular components and the relationship type of them. End of the day, it's just only the mapping of that particular component with the particular relationships. That's it. But I will share you the document so you can refer that, how from where you have to be start and how you're going to be the last stage.
Okay, Ajay. Ajay, last one more doubt, Ajay. So I have a
Mm-hmm.
14 mid servers in my instance. So the client
Mm-hmm.
requirement is to remove two mid servers to pinging the devices and get the data into discovery. So where should I do in the mid server itself? It's a kind of capability, remove discovery capability, something like that.
Come again, come again.
So I have 14 mid servers. Out of 14 mid
Okay.
servers, 8 mid servers are completely related to the discovery, event management, and service mapping. Okay, the
Okay.
client requirement is to exclude two mid servers from discovery. So those two mid servers does not need to be ping the devices and get the data into the discovery. Okay,
Okay.
so where
Mhm.
should they exclude
Yeah.
to ping the discovery completely for those
So
two
you
mid servers?
simple. You just remove the application or the basically application in the discovery itself, right? So when you are using a mid server, you have the applications key, that particular mid server used for event management, service mapping, or discovery. So whenever you're using, just remove the discovery for specific related to that two mid servers only, right? If you want to put for a specific purpose that two mid servers.
So if I'm removed, it won't kind of any ping, right? Even it
Yeah,
is those mid servers are in the credential table also. Even it is in.
100%, 100%. Because end of the day, that mid servers are not utilizing for the discovery. They are not able to do. If you
Uh,
are using that mid server in the discovery schedule as well, then also they are not able to do because that's you have removed the application part. But make sure you just if you are removing discovery application from the mid server, you should also remove the same thing that mid server if you are utilizing in the discovery or credentials, remove from there as well if you want to completely clear that those things basically. Or if you don't want to include or means if you don't want to remove the application, you can also do the IP exclusion range as well, right? So that's if you want to do for specific IP range for do that to mid servers, you can add that IP ranges there as well to exclude the IPs. That's also one of the possibility.
Okay. Under the ECC underscore agent table only we can exclude, right? Up cap
No,
something you
mid server
mentioned
itself.
application.
In mid
Yeah,
server
mid server
itself.
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I think we have any other questions from anyone else? Okay. If no, thank you so much, guys. I think with that, I'm kind of handing over the complete ITOM sessions now to you guys, and you can continue do your work. If you have any challenges, anything, reach me out. And just one request to you guys, feel free to provide your feedback suggestions on WhatsApp, on LinkedIn, if you feel that is helpful for you in some way for the training. So it will helpful to other pupils to understand why the training is required and how they are it's going to be help to grow in their career as well, right? So with that, I'm closing that today's sessions and marking this particular item batch 5 complete. Thank you so
So
much,
today is
guys.
the
Thank you.
Thank you, Ajay.
Yeah,
Ajay, just one last
50th video.
suggestion to you and also to everyone. Maybe
yeah.
everyone's is new to ITOM and these things, right? So can we
Mhm.
use that to WhatsApp group, like to discuss our, like if I get any doubt or anything, if I put there and you put some solution, it will be helpful and each one of us can learn from those things. Like, can we use that
100%.
WhatsApp group as a forum? And if everyone's fine, that would be great to learn, right?
Definitely, I'm not going to be dissolve the WhatsApp group. That's always there.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So today is the 50th video, Ajay. So thanks for a detailed explanation of 50 videos for covering entire 2.5 months.
It take times, guys. That's why, as you know, when I started, I mentioned, I'm going to be complete within 35 to 40 videos, 40 sessions, right? But I am pretty sure that's going to be always going to be extend, right? So today is 46 day. So that's take times. I definitely agree. But and end of the day, I'm very happy if you're going to learn something from that particular training, and it is going to be help you out to grow and learn something in your career as well. So I'm very happy for that. Thank you.
But Ajay, I think today is the 50th class, I believe. I saw 49 recordings in the link
Yes,
yesterday.
yes.
I'm not sure.
Yes, Vasant. Yes, Vasant. 50th
Yeah.
video.
Yeah, today
Yeah.
is the 50th.
I'm not sure because I got your point, but if you remember, sometimes I started the video and internet is disrupted, and I need to jump in and then we have to be start again. So that's why there are two,
Okay.
3 or 4 videos are very short for 2 minutes,
Okay.
3 minutes, or 5 minutes. That's why that's not the 50th one. It's 46th one today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Ajay. Yeah.
Okay. Guys, thank you so much. Yes, Ansari, do you want to say anything?
No, okay, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks, Ajay. Thanks, everybody.
Okay.
Let's stay in
Thank you,
touch.
guys.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you,
definitely.
everyone. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Ajay.
Bye.
Thanks, Ajay.
Bye.